So now for The Woman Who Lived. The following episode from The Girl Who Died sees the return of Ashildr, and we are now in the 1700s. Yet again, it's another historical, and Ashildr is a highwayman. Now again, there's not really that much to talk about with this episode. The writer for this has never written for Doctor Who before. She's written some Torchwood episodes. Her name is Catherine Tregenna, if I'm pronouncing that name right. And how'll she do, in my opinion? If you want me to be honest, I don't think she does that good, to be honest. It's not really a good first-time attempt for Doctor Who, in my opinion. The whole outline of this episode goes that you've got the highwayman, who is played by Maisie Williams, same character who we saw in the last episode. A few centuries have passed now, so I think she's accepted that she's become immortal now. And one thing that's really stupid is, she's learned how to speak like a man, and it's just, no, didn't work for me, that, a bit stupid. The Doctor is on his own as well. There's no Clara in this episode until the very end, which is quite bizarre. So it's a very Clara light episode, a companion light episode. And I don't know how to feel about that, to be honest. If Clara's not going to be in these episodes, then she might as well not be in the show at all. That's my honest opinion. She should have been with the Doctor in this story. The companion for this story is kind of Ashildr. I say kind of. She's not a companion, but she kind of is. She's the second star of this show, and Maisie Williams has a lot to do in this episode, more so than she did in her first one, The Girl Who Died. And in my opinion, she does a good job. I think that she pulls off the character well, she understands the character, but in the end, the plot doesn't really do her that much justice, in my opinion. She feels that she wants to go and travel in time and space with the Doctor. She doesn't want to live through a life like this, an endless life. She just lives through all these historical events. I like how the Doctor mentions that the Great Fire of London is coming up. The pterodactyls will be responsible for it. A nice reference to The Visitation, because in that story you get these aliens called pterodactyls, and they indirectly cause the Great Fire of London. So it's nice that they've referenced that story. I really love when they do that. The supporting characters are pants, in my opinion. We get this lion person, which kind of reminds me of that alien race that was from Warrior's Gate, but I don't think they're connected in any way, but it's just crap, in my opinion. The alien in this is crap. The threat is crap. Even more so than the threat in The Girl Who Died, in my opinion, because I wasn't overly keen on the whole Odin thing. Although parts of it made sense, got a little bit of knowledge about them, the Maya and everything. But in this, just a generic Doctor Who villain, really. Looks like a cat, looks like a lion, and at the end of it all, just does absolutely bugger all. It might as well not have appeared in the story. It might as well have just been the Doctor and Maisie Williams saving the universe, because that's how it felt to me. This is more of a character piece of an episode. Now, I really like the character development in this. I think that the interaction between Ashildr and the Doctor are easily the highlight of the episode. I really do. It's just all the other stuff. The alien threat is shit. The supporting characters are shit. Russell Hound's character. Wow. I think we've just found one of the most annoying Doctor Who characters of all time. He gives a stand-up speech just before he's about to get executed. And what happens? Oh. He gets this life force drained out of him, and then this rift opens in the sky. I know, it just felt rushed in my opinion, and I don't know, just somewhat confused about it really. It's very forgettable. I've watched it a couple of times. It's just forgettable in my opinion. It really is. Which is a shame, because this episode was one of the most overhyped of the whole series, because once again, Maisie Williams is in it. But at the end of it all, I was just like, well, what's all the overhype about? And I don't know. I just felt that the whole episode was kind of pointless, really. It was just more of a character piece. And while that can be good, depending on the circumstances of what the story is trying to tackle, I feel that on this particular occasion, it didn't really work for me. And by the end of it all, I just didn't really give a shit, to be honest. And I never say this, I hate to say this, I love Doctor Who to bits. You should all know that, because I've made tons and tons of videos about this programme. But in this episode, quite honestly, I was bored. I got bored. I was ready for the episode to finish. I really got bored. And the fact that Rufus Hound's character becomes immortal at the end of this, I was just done with this episode. I just thought it was crap. It's easily one of Capaldi's weakest episodes, in my opinion. I wouldn't say it is his weakest. I'd say that his weakest, the title for that would probably go to In the Forest of the Night, because that story was just bizarre, wasn't it? The whole forest thing. But anyhow, the rating I'm going to give for The Woman Who Lived is going to be a 5 out of 10. It's not terrible, but it's not good. It just exists, in my opinion, and I think it will be one that some fans may have to skip over when they buy the box set for Series 9. Oh yeah, and don't get me started over the ending either. That's stupid. That final line when the Doctor says to Clara in the TARDIS, "Oh, don't want to lose you," and all this stuff. We know that Clara leaves at the end of this series. We don't need to keep referring to it all the time. You know, we had enough of that in Series 7 when they kept referring to, in every episode of that, up to the Angels Take Manhattan. Oh, Aya and Rory are going to be leaving, and there was just all of these foreshadowing points throughout these episodes. Didn't need it. Don't need a big fuss about it. Just make a fuss about it when you actually get to that story, when the companion leaves, or when a doctor leaves. Don't need to drag it out all the time. It just really bugs me. So yeah, bit of a moany review, I know, but The Woman Who Lived didn't really do that much for me, and one of the weakest episodes, in my opinion. So sorry about that if you expected a positive review, but sometimes we have these types of episodes. So I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you very much for watching, and stay tuned next time. Bye for now. Don't forget to click the link below to subscribe to me, James Croft, aka
the Obsestuvian 95. Have a great day.